Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Susan McInerney, who is here on behalf of Social Services. And then we have Elise Phillips, who is here on behalf of Alzheimer's OC. Well, welcome both of you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. So now, Susan, I know there's been a lot going on, of course, with the vaccinations and home visits and things like that. So we've been very busy here in the community. So let's have an update from you as to what's going on.
Well, what's exciting for us is that we're back doing office visits and home visits, and we're thrilled to be doing so. The whole team has been vaccinated because we were, as social work clinicians, we're in that 1A bracket. So we are about a month out from our vaccination. So we are excited to go out and help again, not just telephone services. So we can see people face to face with a mask still, but it feels like it's a little bit more normal again.
Right. And how are people reacting to that?
It's good. To come into the office, there's a protocol. People are still getting their temperature taken. They have to come through the front. And when we go to someone's home, we're asking screening questions because we still don't want to be going into someone's home who is in the middle of being sick, or we don't want to spread germs around. So we're still being extra precautious, but cautious and taking precautions. But yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Good. Well, that, I know we're working towards getting things taken care of, and hopefully it felt like this last weekend or so, it felt like things were getting back to normal with a lot of people out and about. And so that's kind of a good thing for sure.
Yeah.
Great. And then Elise, can you just tell me a little bit about Alzheimer's OC before we talk about what's happening?
Well, Alzheimer's OC supports people who have been diagnosed with dementia as well as their caregivers. They have a number of classes online and in person that give caregivers a great deal of information and how-tos and support, as they walk through this journey. And that is their reason for being. They also collaborate with UCI very closely, and they offer meetings with researchers and doctors who are very involved in, in finding a cure for this awful dementia diagnosis. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know, and Susan and I have talked in the past here during the last year, and it's just awful what has happened to many of the seniors who are suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's, is that the whole pandemic has really put kind of a dampener on their progression.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It has certainly increased the isolation for both the person suffering from dementia and also their caregivers. That is, now they are 24 hours or often 24 hours with their loved ones. And so we're looking at a lot of routines that have been disrupted. And we know that people with dementia often do very well with routines. And that disruption has caused a great deal of anxiety, depression, which of course leads to other health issues. There has been, little to no respite available for caregivers. Of course, family members and friends who would have provided that respite, have not been able to. So this has been a disaster.
It has been very difficult. We spoke with Dan Daly not too long ago, and he was able to give us some good insight as well regarding that. And so I understand that, Susan, tell me how this kind of came about, the virtual support groups that you guys are collaborating with Alzheimer's OC.
Yeah, so we've been working and been in partnership with Alzheimer's OC since about October, November of last year. Alzheimer's has placed a social worker within our department, which is temporarily on pause due to COVID, but hopefully that person will be back in place soon. But we've continued in the efforts still by doing, by collaborating together on efforts like this. We have noticed quite a few residents who are exactly like Elise said, the stress of caring for a loved one. So that's why we definitely wanted to offer something of support for residents. And this will be a great way for people to come together and talk and figure out solutions to issues. And we're happy that Elise is able to facilitate through Alzheimer's OC this group.
Oh, that's great. Elise, tell us about the group and what you hope to accomplish.
Well, the group is really a safe place for caregivers to come and share their experiences, but also ask questions of others who are, uniquely qualified to give them answers. Often caregivers won't share their feelings and emotions and frustrations with other family members or friends who simply just don't know what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really special place to be able to do that. Also, really, it's a place to listen and learn. Also to make friends who you could see outside of the group setting. And continue the conversations. But it's comfort. It's a place for real comfort amongst peers. For sure.
And it's a virtual situation, so that obviously means it's going to be through what, Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is, and caregivers are sent the link. Okay. And there's also a call-in number that they are provided with if they're not comfortable with that. Yes.
And then tell me, like, I know you said it's like a safe place. What would you guys be talking about? Is it ideally just you're talking about how to help the person, or are you talking about strategy, or what would you be talking about?
We're talking strategies, yes. People who are in similar situations and have dealt with similar, perhaps, behaviors. How do they approach these behaviors? How, what type of cognitive stimulation do they find most useful? What about outings, adult day programs? All of these types of availabilities are discussed. It's really a great forum for discussion on just a host of issues that caregivers are uniquely faced with.
Right. This is something that I guess you would do obviously with a variety of different situations. This is why people have support groups that you normally do in any circumstance. Alzheimer's, drug addiction, whatever the case might be. This is always a really good way, because honestly, getting together, I might have a question, but somebody else might have my answer, which is great. Oh, I experienced that. This is what I did. So that's really nice that you're able to facilitate that and do this. So how does somebody find out about it?
Well, the number to call to register would be 949-757-3758. You could leave a message with Kathy Karshidi, who is the coordinator of the support groups. She will certainly get back with you and get your email address. You can also email her, of course. It's Kathy with a K, athy.karshidi, that's CARCHIDI at alzoc.org. So feel free to do that as well. And of course, there's always the helpline, which is a huge and wonderful resource for caregivers 24 hours a day. And that number, which everyone should have if you're caring for a loved one with dementia, is 844-373-4400.
Yeah, perfect. Well, both of you, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Certainly.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
All right. Thank you again.
Be well. Bye.
Bye-bye. And we'll be right back after this.